Hey, today I'd like to talk about DuckDB. You've probably heard about it at this point because it's really exploding in popularity, and for good reason. It's a really good way to query and process a bunch of data really quickly and efficiently. Now, if you want to learn how to use it, there's a bunch of tutorials. You can go on their website. They even have an interactive shell that you can use in the browser, and you can learn how to query it. But here's the thing, if you don't really know how to, you have to go back and forth between their docs, have to figure it out, or you do what a lot of us do, is you have a split screen between DuckDB and something like ChatGPT or Claude, and you paste your things back and forth and you ask it how to figure out. And that can work, but I want to show you how to do it better in Fused. So here, I'm going to pull up a sample data set. This is the price of housing over the years. This is completely toy data for this example. So I'm going to come here to the UDF editor, and I'm going to ask some help from the AI. And I'm going to say, open this dataset with DuckDB and return the first 50 rows. And I'm going to pass it this file. And basically it just writes the Python code here that I have. Not just that, but it has runtime, which means that I can give it a file, it can run Python, it can output Python after, and it has the context of what's going on here. So I can see all the different columns that I have. So now I could say, what would be some good metrics to evaluate the prices of homes compared to each other? I'm asking for some help about what are some features that it could create that would help me. So now I'm analyzing this data. We've created a bunch of different features and they're all here. Don't return code. Explain what you wrote in simple terms. I want to learn DuckDB. It's able here to explain what it's doing, what the different things are. So I understand, oh, limit 50 here is only show the first 50. So I could come in here and I say limit 100 and I would have 100. So I'm able to go back and forth between my code, my AI, and the result and really just learn as I go. So now I'm going to do something different. I'm going to say, okay, I have this data set. I'm going to say just return the metrics calls you created and price. I'm just exploring at this point, and there we go, we have these. So could you graph this for me? At this point, I'm just exploring the data that we have available, and voila, I've made a few plots. Okay, so distribution of price per square foot. That's quite helpful. You can see that the price per square foot and the house price are roughly correlated. That's quite interesting. But now what would be really interesting is to say, let's do that over time. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to just keep the table that I had. I'm going to just see it in table view here, list all the other files from different years for housing. So I'm just going to explore what files are available here. And we have all of these different years. Okay, so I'm going to say, do the same previous calculation, but over all these available years. Do it in DuckDB in the most efficient way. I'm trying to learn how to do DuckDB. Now, I don't actually know, I wouldn't know exactly how to write this query. I would have to go to the docs. So I can ask it, how are you aggregating all the different years? It's getting all the data. It's reading multiple files. Are you correctly getting average price for each year? Now I have the results that I want, and I have a time series of all the different averages, prices, and it's naming these columns as I go. Again, there's this runtime and this AI and my code. So I have my data, my code, and the AI that are all working together. And now I can say, show this to me over time in a simple graph. And now I can see the average prices over time. That's the average price. So now show me average price per area over time. Has that also changed? The average price per square foot also has risen here. Now I might say, okay, this is actually really interesting. I want to share this. So I can just save this UDF and then I can click on this URL and I'll immediately get a link to this chart that I just made. And you can see it's the average price per square foot. If I wanted to say, actually, I liked what I had before, I like the house prices over time, I can just come back to save here. I can come back to my link. I just refresh and I have what we just did before. So I can go really, really quickly from learning how to use something like DuckDB by just asking the AI to help me out here write some code for me, and then make a graph if I want to, and share it all within just a few minutes. And there you have it. You can pretty easily learn DuckDB like this because we have this AI that can write code, and we have Runtime. So it can see what the code looks like, what the output, it can help you fix if there's any errors, it can see what your data looks like, and you don't have to go back and forth between an AI assistant and a shell, or your own code and your own data. And you can really explore data sets as you go, make dynamic graphs here, and then share them very quickly in just a click. So if you want to try it out, and just head over to fuse.io, get started, have fun, and learn something. I'll see you next time.